It's last call at Cheers. You've just seen the final episode in the bar where everybody knows your name. And now the stars of Cheers are preparing for a late night. They'll appear live from Boston on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno immediately following Newswatch 8. Good evening, everyone. I'm Gail Sierens.
And I'm Bob Hyden. Tonight, we all bellied up. It was the end of an era. For 11 years, Sam and Carla, Norm and Cliff, Woody and Rebecca and Diane were part of that favorite neighborhood bar crowd who came into our living rooms every Thursday night. Now it's over, but certainly not forgotten. Newswatch 8's Jeff Patterson is in the middle of one going-away party. Jeff, what an ending, huh?
It sure was, Bob. I am at Beef O'Brady's on South McDillon. You know, this was just one of those major television events. Of course, we know it was a major television event because Channel 8 had T-shirts printed up saying it was Cheers' final night. But, you know, if you're a fan of the show, this is one of those nights you will always remember the answer to the question, where were you for the final episode of Cheers?
Come on, sing, Roberta. You wanna go where everyone knows your name.
Everybody may know the names of all of the characters in Cheers, but not everybody knows the words to the song. At Bleachers tonight in St. Petersburg, Cheers fans packed the place. What do you think about tonight being the last episode?
I'm going to miss it. I really enjoy it. I've been to Cheers in Boston.
This may not be Boston, but in bars all across America tonight, everyone was comparing their friends to characters they have come to know and love from 11 years of Cheers.
Would you describe him more of as a Cliff, or is he more of a Norm?
He's a Norm.
I'm an accountant. What the hell do you expect?
In some bars, they held Cheers look-alike contests, but tonight, we found our own Norm.
Does it appear to you that he could audition as like the young Norm?
Oh, yes! He's been told that a million times.
I don't want to be Norm. I want to watch Norm.
Well, he may not want to be Norm, but many of the people at Bleachers tonight came to try and win a piece of Cheers history. W101 Radio was giving away Norm's bar stool, a real bar stool used on the set of Cheers. While most television sets in America were tuned to Cheers tonight, there were some holdouts. People who decided to do something other than watch television. Why aren't you watching Cheers?
I decided to do something a little bit more productive and strenuous.
Can you imagine that? Somebody golfing while the final episode of Cheers was on. They have posters made up. This was a big TV event. But I'm standing here trying to figure out, you know, who would I be like in the show? Because I'm not Norm, I don't have the gut. I'm not Cliff Clavin because I haven't lived at home in 15 years. And I'm certainly not Sam Malone because I don't have a little black book and I haven't had a date in 3 months. So I don't know.
Well, then who are you, Jeff?
Well, wait a minute. Well, we got one other fan here. One other fan. Everybody, this just proves everybody was watching the final episode of Cheers. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Gentlemen, I wouldn't miss it on WFLA-TV. Tampa, Florida.
There you go.
Thank you, Mr. President. And Jeff Patterson, reporting live from Beef O'Brady's in Tampa.
Oh, the final Cheers extravaganza happened all over the Bay Area tonight, as we've seen.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name. And you're always glad you came.
This was the wild and crazy scene at Goodfellas night spot in Hillsborough County. The entire bar toasted Cheers, and look who showed up, Norm.
No, not the New York. Go away. I'm going to be. Hey, the rest of the gang, they'll be here in a little while. They got a lot of traveling to do.
It wasn't quite as rowdy at the Mad Dogs and Englishmen pub in Tampa. People gathered there to watch the show and play a Cheers trivia game. The one who knew all of the answers won a free dinner. And no place was the Cheers hoopla greater than in Boston. Cheers cast members took places of honor at an unusual joint session of the Massachusetts House and Senate. Governor William Weld presented each of the actors with a very special proclamation. Remember what they brought to that city.
And whereas this historic television series was set in the celebrated city of Boston in the great Commonwealth of Massachusetts, now therefore, I, William F. Weld, Governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, do hereby proclaim May 20th, 1993 as Cheers Day in Massachusetts.
People in Boston were able to watch tonight's final episode on bleachers set up on Beacon Street and on Boston Common. What a great day it has been there.
Sure has. Up next on Newswatch 8, we will have some of our local news activities in the Bay Area. And stick around, because later in the newscast, we will go live to Boston to the Bull and Finch Pub, the inspiration for the Cheers bar. We'll be joining Diane Pertner live, who is in the middle of the celebration tonight.
And later still, we'll show you all 11 years of Cheers condensed into little more than a minute. You won't want to miss it.
Well, there's a bite in that Boston air tonight, but we'll be cheering the forecast when you hear it in just a few minutes.
And tonight's Cash 3 numbers: 141, play 4, 2159.
Troubles are all the same. You want to be where everybody knows your name. You want to go where people know people are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name.
Jay's taking his show on the road.
This Thursday night, we take the entire show to Boston for a live broadcast from the actual Cheers bar. Hey, Branford, give me a hand with this, will you?
Then stick around for Late Night with LL Cool J and actor Bob Hoskins. All tonight. Better get moving, Jay.
If I could design today's easy listening radio station, it would be really different. No hard rock, no rap, and no sleepy elevator music. I'd call it Warm 107.3 FM.
Here we are. Baby, we're not making love. Baby, that's what love is all about.
Continuous, relaxing, easy favorites on Warm 107.3 FM. You're gonna love the difference.
This weekend at Tampa Stadium, a 2,000-car sell-a-thon, Florida's biggest car show and sale ever. Lincoln Mercury, Chevy Geo, Ford, Chrysler, Plymouth, Mazda, Acura, Oldsmobile, TV, Honda, Volkswagen, Nissan, Pontiac, GMC, Buick, Isuzu, Toyota, Suzuki, Mitsubishi, Hyundai. 100 different models. The most cars, trucks, mini, and conversion vans in one location ever. Tampa's biggest volume dealers in a price war. Change your plans, join the crowds, buy now and save thousands. This weekend only at the Tampa Stadium Sell-a-thon. Be there.
If a high school sophomore can build a 68-story house of cards using 15,000 diamonds, clubs, hearts, and spades, it's little wonder that Publix has figured out a way to offer you low prices. Same great quality, surprisingly low prices at Publix. If one man can throw a small seedless grape the length of a football field and another man can catch it in his mouth, it's little wonder that Publix has figured out a way to offer you low prices. Same great quality, surprisingly low prices at Publix.
About Cheers later, but for some local news. Virginia Bates is known as the Cat Lady, but tomorrow she'll learn whether Hillsborough County will allow her to care for even one pet. Never mind the 77 kittens she used to have. The Cat Lady supporters marched outside the Hillsborough County Courthouse this afternoon. The county animal service investigators say in the past, Mrs. Bates has cared for too many cats, and so the animals suffer from neglect. Many of her neighbors agree. Mrs. Bates believes her individual rights and those of her pets are being trampled. Judge Dick Greco will make his ruling on the Cat Lady at noon tomorrow. A mounted search for a missing Hillsborough mother and son fails to turn up any new evidence tonight. 18-year-old Bonnie Dagas and her 5-month-old son Jeremy disappeared April 29th. Today, a sheriff's posse searched wooded areas near Bonnie's South Hillsborough County home and woods near South Brandon Shopping Center where her locked van was discovered. Investigators urge anyone with information about the missing mom and baby to call immediately.
America's top military leaders flew to the Bay Area today, honoring one general who is retiring and another who is taking on a very important new job. Defense Secretary Les Aspin and Joint Chiefs Chairman Colin Powell came to MacDill Air Force Base for the change of command of Special Operations. General Carl Steiner is retiring after commanding the Green Berets, Army Rangers, Navy SEALs, and Special Air Force units through Desert Storm and Somalia. General Wayne Downing is taking over Special Ops. He has long experience with the Special Commando units he'll command. General Steiner plans to retire here in the Tampa Bay area. President Clinton let some of the air out of voter apathy today as he inked his name to the motor voter bill. New voters will now be able to register by mail or when they get their driver's licenses or at a variety of federal, state, and local government offices. Mr. Clinton says now there's no longer any excuse to stay on the sidelines of democracy.
72 of the best educators in our state gathered tonight in Orlando to find out who would be this year's Teacher of the Year. And the spotlight shone on Hillsborough County's Jerry Murray, a science teacher at Adams Junior High. He was singled out as the best of the best and offered his philosophy on education.
I have one message. The education experience has no higher purpose than preparing people to lead personally fulfilling and responsible lives. These motivational experiences should help students to develop the understanding and habits of mind that they need to become compassionate human beings, able to think for themselves and to face life head on.
Tonight's honor also carried with it a $10,000 check. Our very best to you, Mr. Murray, and congratulations. I know his students will be very proud of him.
It'd be nice if all of our teachers could get a bonus like that.
It'd be nice.
There's lots more cheers when we come back, but first, David Grant has a cheery forecast.
And we'll take you live to Boston for the final tribute to Cheers cast and crew members.
Game 3 in the Montreal Islanders series tonight. Chris has the highlights later in sports.
Sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away?
So we had this idea. Why not open a place where people could walk in and a couple of minutes later get an honest-to-goodness meal? It's a place called Boston Chicken. A place where the kitchen's built around ovens instead of microwaves and fryers. Where the chicken's never frozen and the mashed potatoes are made from scratch. Of course, this isn't a radically new idea, although a lot of people seem to think it is. Introducing Boston Chicken, the freshest thing going. Now try our individual meals at Boston Chicken starting at just $3.99.
Florida's most gruesome and terrifying murderers die at his hands.
They're not even people to me.
He's the man under the hood, the man who throws the switch.
Putting an electric current through what amounts to meat.
He hears the final words. He sees what witnesses don't. He is the executioner.
He turned and looked at me.
Newswatch 8 takes you to death row to meet the man who carries out the ultimate punishment tomorrow at 6.
It isn't normal to make a sports coupe look this classic. But that's how we build the Mazda MX-6, because we just thought some people might appreciate beauty that lasts for years. It isn't normal to get a V6 in a sports coupe this size, but that's how we build the Mazda MX-3 GS, because we just thought something a little unexpected might appeal to you.
You've been around for years. How can you play fresh country hits 12 in a row?
Because I'm Tampa Bay's Q105.
How can you play 12 songs in a row and have so much fun?
That's my specialty.
What makes you so hot and so cool at the same time?
Because I'm the good time your mama warned you about.
Thunder rolls and the lightning strikes.
Fresh country hits 12 in a row. Q105.
This Storm Team Weather Report with David Grant carries the seal of the American Meteorological Society.
Residuals.
But remember, no matter where you see it in the future, remember where you saw it first, right?
I guessed 300. I was a little high, 179. Well, you know.
Someday, perhaps.
Maybe so. Well, Boston's weather is 51 degrees right now. It's miserable. It's been cloudy all day, been rain all day. It'll drop to about 45 tonight.
Yikes.
So it makes us appreciate where we are tonight. Today's high was in the 80s, it was 84. It rose 20 degrees from the morning low of 64. And currently, we're at 72. Skies are clear, winds winds are from the northwest at 6, and the humidities are going to be a little lower for a couple of days. 29.82, rising barometric pressure reading. At Boston, it was 52 degrees today. That was the high. It was 66 at Nashville, Muskogee, Oklahoma, 69 degrees. And we had a 66 at Goodland, Kansas, and 67 up there at Bismarck, North Dakota. 58 in the Chicago area, and also 57 real close at Duluth. All that whole area was quite cool. 90 at West Palm today, 83 at Beaumont, Texas, and we got into the 90s and 100s in the desert southwest. Finally, we got up to Boise, Idaho. It was 81 degrees, and we had some mild readings till you get out on the coast. The moisture's just easing out, leaving the east coast, leaving us with pretty dry air to the north of us. Showers and thunderstorms all along this Rocky Mountain area, which, by the way, will redevelop again for tomorrow, as well as some showers further inland, and there is some rain out on the coast. The cooler air is sweeping on southward, and it'll be cooler than normal in Tallahassee and Jacksonville, Atlanta, Birmingham, and even some of the area very close to us for a couple of days. The overnight lows tonight, 40s if you're going to be in Birmingham or Atlanta, Clayton, Georgia, or Nashville, Chattanooga, all through there, 50s and 60s for the state here. Local reports for tomorrow morning are going to look like this: 59 in Inverness, 58 in Inverness, rather, 59 in Brooksville, your 60s down into Port Charlotte. The highs for the day, 70s to the north, 80s for us, but just barely, because we're going to be generally around upper 70s and low 80s. Now, the winds will be out of the northwest to north at 10 to 15 knots. Pretty good boating weather for a couple of days, by the way. 2 to 4 foot seas, 79 in Gulf and also in Tampa Bay. Our tides at the pier at St. Pete, a 3:57 morning tide, then a low tide later on after sunrise. 1:47 is a high tide in the afternoon. Last tide is a low tide at 9:40. Sunrise at 6:38 in the morning and 8:16 in sunset. Beautiful overnight, no showers in our area at all. 63 degrees should be the overnight low. Last night it was 64, and Saturday morning is going to be still cooler. 83 will be the high in the afternoon. It just perfect. Just perfect. Few scattered clouds, and that's it. The next 5 days, and in fact, Saturday, 60 in the morning, but there'll be some readings right around all the Tampa Bay area, anywhere from 54, 55 to about 60. So you can see there is a nice cooling trend. Sunday, a nice day in spite of the occasional thunder shower. Monday and Tuesday, we stand a much better chance of rain than we do over the weekend or tomorrow.
Okay, thanks, David.
Thanks. The Tampa Coliseum Group is history, but the hope for a new arena is still alive. The Lightning still looking for a new home. Now they'll need new partners. Chris has that story next in sports.
And don't go to bed just yet. We'll look back on 11 hilarious, fun-filled, frantic years of a sitcom called Cheers.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away?
Newsweek says Dave is delightful. Ivan Reitman's best comedy since Ghostbusters. Time magazine calls it winning. A funny movie. Kevin Kline, Sigourney Weaver, Dave, an Ivan Reitman film rated PG-13. Now playing at a theater near you.
When people see the classic styling of the new Pontiac Bonneville, they sometimes worry about how much it could cost. When they see that Consumer's Digest and the car book called Bonneville a best buy, they think it must be pretty pricey. When we tell them the Bonneville comes standard with a driver's side airbag and anti-lock brakes, they get anxious about monthly payments. But when they see that the Bonneville is just $2.99 a month with 3.9% financing, they stop worrying about how much it might cost and enjoy how little it actually does cost at your local Florida Pontiac dealers.
Today, Eckerd Brand had a very busy day because today, about 562,000 people relied on Eckerd Brand products to make them feel better. How well did they work? Just listen.
As part of the Economics program, Eckerd brand products are always priced as much as 50% below comparable national brands, which will save our customers $34 million this year. Economics. Suddenly, the economy is looking pretty good.
Pizza Hut delivery.
Yeah, do 2 specialty pizzas come with a free movie deal?
Free movie deal? Babe, are the hot tubs in Hollywood? You place the order. Pizza Hut and Blockbuster Video pop for a free movie rental. We're talking Blockbuster, big guy. Speak to me, babe.
Order 2 medium specialty pizzas for $12.99 and get a certificate for a free movie rental at Blockbuster Video.
Do 2 specialty pizzas come with a free movie deal?
Sweetheart, do directors say cut? Do agents do lunch? They stop and smell the pizza. Are you loving this?
I'm Yolanda Fernandez. Honor the award winners for excellence, devotion, and dedication to education in Hillsborough Public Schools. The Eddie Award, Saturday at 8.
Nice work if you can get it.
Sure is. Well, you know, nowhere was Cheers' last call more keenly watched than in the city where the real bar is located.
The send-off party rivaling the Super Bowl wraps up tonight in Boston, and that is where we find Newswatch 8's Diane Pertmer to tell us what was going on tonight as cast and crew bid farewell in person. Diane?
Right now it's getting a little crazy, Bob, but really all night long anticipation and giddiness characterized the mood here. The crowd even sang the theme song to Cheers as the show began. But it's also clear everyone sensed an underlying bittersweetness about the finale to a phenomenon. That may be why so many people here in Boston chose to become part of history that transcends television and really melds with our popular culture now. Thousands showed up at Boston's Bull and Finch pub, to the real Cheers, by the way, to bid farewell and to catch a glimpse of the stars. They caused quite a stir here with a splashy arrival that looked and felt like a big-time awards ceremony. The final cast party here, however, was more of a tip of the hat to Boston. The actors only stayed briefly at the party before watching the final episode in private. But before leaving, they reflected on what this night means after so many years together.
Basically what we did for 11 years is hang out with 7 or 8 of our closest friends and make each other laugh all day. So I get to have this little photo album of memories.
I got my camera here too. I'm taking pictures from the celebrity's perspective. I used to run into people who said, you got to fix that gap in your teeth or you're never going to work, you know what I mean? I don't know, I was hoping to maybe do regional theater, you know, if I was lucky. But, you know, this is amazing.
Now, 2 stars couldn't make it tonight. Shelley Long is working in California. Kirstie Alley is filming a movie in Canada. And truthfully, the star that probably spent the most amount of time working with the public and getting the crowd's reaction isn't even connected to Cheers. Jay Leno is getting ready to perform the Tonight Show live right behind me. That's one of the reasons why things are getting crazy around here. They're trying to get the crowd all excited. That show begins in just a couple of minutes right here from the Bull and Finch pub in Boston. Back to you.
Well, I guess Carla probably didn't mind that Diane couldn't make it tonight, you know? I guess it has been a lot of fun for you, Diane. Have you been able to sort of get down, or you've been having to work too hard?
I've been kind of working all night. You know, it was very difficult, as you can see by the crowd. It's very difficult to get close. There's probably, early on, probably about 10,000 people. It looks like it's swelled to about 50,000. I think this is about as close as I'm going to get.
Tomorrow's going to be a long work day for a lot of those folks.
Been a lot of partying, but there's a little bit of sadness. I think everybody feels very nostalgic about the passing of this program. It's meant a lot to us here at Channel 8, and I know that Diane's been a big fan of it, too, over the years.
You're a huge fan of this program, aren't you?
I love this show, and it really, you know, it means something to me to see it end after all these years, because I really feel like these people are people we know.
Well, Diane, the workday is officially over for you, I do believe. Go and try and have a little bit of fun anyway. Thanks.
Okay.
And the workday continues now for Mr. Chris Thomas, who's
Norm!
Norm, yeah, our version of Norm.
Right here on the corner.
A little skinnier.
He's a milk bone of what?
That's just the dog-eat-dog world and my whatever.
Yeah, right.
Milk bone underwear.
That's right. I better just leave that one alone.
Yeah, and my tie's made
I'd like to be here tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Here we go. Some interesting stuff about the Coliseum. After 2.5 years of promises upon promises, deadline extensions upon deadline extensions, and assurances that a state-of-the-art arena would rise on the property south of Tampa Stadium, it officially today fell apart. The group known as Tampa Coliseum Incorporated is dead. The chief executive officers of TCI ran out of time, ran out of money, and then ran straight into bankruptcy court. Their petition for protection from creditors and a chance for financial reorganization was denied today in bankruptcy court. Can civil lawsuits be far behind? The TCI Arena is dead, but the site remains as a viable one, perhaps the only one, that will accommodate a relatively swift conclusion to the Tampa Bay Lightning's need for a new building. If the Lightning cannot be assured of moving into a new building by 1996, then Tampa Bay can't be assured of having this team stay here much beyond that. In other words, there is much to do. Well, guess who in a tie game tonight? Charles Barkley shoots over David Robinson, and the Suns lead the Spurs by 2, 102-100. Time for one more shot, and it's Robinson who tries it, but rookie Oliver Miller stuffs him, and the Suns win and move to the Western Conference Finals, 102-100. The other game tied at 54. They're in the third period. No score tonight until Pierre Turgeon, in on right wing, knocks it in the net for a 1-0 Islanders lead over Montreal. But the Canadians fought back, and the tying goal is a study in perseverance. Montreal simply swarmed the net and finally overwhelmed Glenn Healy. Bang! Then in overtime, Guy Charbonneau got the feed, and his shot ricocheted off Healy's pad into the net. There it is for the game winner. In overtime, Montreal 2-1 to go up 3-0 in the series. Great game. Now the baseball. A scoreless game in Sarasota tonight until this. A lazy fly ball in the shallow right field. A collision. And the Lake Wales second baseman hangs onto the ball. But his throw isn't in time to home, and Jesuit has a 1-0 lead. Troy Carrasco, trying to put an exclamation point on a great career at Jesuit, does a nice job of getting the runner on a sacrifice attempt, but Lake Wales comes up with 3 in the 7th inning and wins the game 3-2. Ray Langford, no trouble figuring out that pitch. The Cardinals jumped to an early lead on the Cubs tonight, and then bad went to worse as Tony Pena unloaded the bases with a drive past Mark Grace into the right field corner, and Harry Carey was short of a lot of holy cows tonight. After 3 straight losses in L.A., things didn't get any better today for the Reds in San Francisco. Kurt Manwaring doubles in Willie McGee. It's 3-1 Giants. And then it became 4-1 Giants when Darren Lewis singled in Manwaring. The Reds lose 6-1. The Giants move 4 ahead of Atlanta in the National West. Philadelphia 9-3. St. Louis leads in the 9th. Giants win, and San Diego in 11. It's been hard to beat the Tigers this spring. Sometimes you have to make plays like this one by Robin Yount to even have a chance. Oh, that's a dandy. Then again, the Tigers played one-upsmanship on Yount. Watch Tony Phillips all the way to the shortstop side of the bag to make the play. And when all was said and done and Phillips doubled in a couple of runs, Detroit had won again 6-2, and the lights blew out. 6-2 Detroit, Toronto over Boston 4-3, 3-1 Cleveland over the Orioles. Kansas City leads in the 8th, and Seattle beat Texas. The lights are blown out in here. Our floor director is on the floor.
Oh, my.
He's leaving a trail down there.
That was just your light, Chris. We don't need it anymore.
I'm out of here.
There's more Cheers excitement coming up, so please stick around. We'll take a quick look back at Cheers, very quick.
And don't forget to stay tuned for Jay Leno and The Tonight Show immediately following Newswatch 8, live from Boston with the cast of Cheers.
From all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away?
The Complete Car Cost Guide just rated the Volvo 240 wagon and 940 Turbo wagon the best overall values of any cars in their classes. How do you top that? With 2.9% APR financing and free maintenance on any new 1993 Volvo wagon, 200 or 900 series sedan. So now the cars rated as the best values are even better values. The Volvo Best Value Program, now until May 31st. Call us for a dealer nearest you.
It's here, the sale you've waited for, the incredible New York Carpet World sale that does it all. It gives you carpet 50% off, padding 50% off, labor 50% off. Imagine a whopping 50% off everything to carpet your home. Just look at the choices. Thousands of rolls, save 50%. The pad, soft foam padding, save 50%. And to top it off, expert installations a full 50% off. Our best half price sale ever through Saturday only at New York Carpet World.
La da da dee dee, la da da dee dee, la da 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 da, da dee dee. Eternity Calvin Klein. Da da.
Your gift with any $32 Eternity for Men purchase at Dillard's.
How much truck can you get for only $159 a month for just 24 months? This much truck. For a very limited time, you can lease the all-new redesigned Ranger XLT for only $159 a month. This Ranger XLT is equipped, not stripped, loaded with all this. Hurry! Get this truck now, only at your local Southern Ford dealer.
So what is one AC going to be like?
By our standards, it'll be cool for the next 2 or 3 mornings, close to 60 degrees. A little higher than that tomorrow, and the next night a little lower.
Okay, thanks, Dave.
And finally, let's say cheerio to Cheers with a fitting tribute. We asked the fastest talking man in the world, John Moschida from the Federal Express commercials, to look back on Cheers, all 11 seasons of it. So now, here's a quick look, a very quick look.
Oh, I can remember just about every episode. As a matter of fact, right in the beginning, there was that one...
There was the episode where Diane took a job at Cheers after being jilted by a fiancé, and that set up the whole season of Sam versus Diane. Will they have a romance? Won't they have a romance? Everyone was kept guessing. Meanwhile, Carla was pregnant with the 5th time with her ex-husband Nick, and Sam and the coach battled it out for the same woman. Sam's brother tried to steal Diane away from Cheers, but she decided to stay, and in the 2nd season, the romance between Sam and Diane began. Carla had the baby, Nick married Loretta, Norma and Vera got separated and then back together, and Cliff fell for Carla's nympho sister. In the 3rd season, Diane dumped Sam for Frazier, but became allergic to him, and Carla got pregnant again. Coach's fiancé dumped her when she won the lottery, and Sam tried to get Diane back. Year 4, Sam and Diane are back in that on-again, off-again kind of situation, but at the end of the season, Sam proposed to a woman who was a mystery woman, and in the 5th season, that mystery woman turned out to be Diane. Fraser moved in with Lilith, Woody fell for Sam's goddaughter, Carla dated a hockey player, and Sam and Diane got engaged, but called it off. Sam sold Cheers in season 6, but returned to work for Rebecca. Meanwhile, Carla was pregnant again, this time with twins. Year 7, Rebecca was fired and rehired, and Carla thought Eddie was cheating, Sam thought he was a father, Woody dated the socialite, and Lilith got pregnant. In season 8, Sam and Rebecca finally kissed, Lilith gave birth to McCab, Cliff got engaged, Rebecca and Robin did it, Eddie got ice, and Cliff put his life in jeopardy. Woody got a roommate in season 9, Rebecca jilted Robin at the altar, and Sam decided he wanted a kid with Rebecca. Carla betted John Allen Hill in year 10, while Woody and Kelly got hitched, Lilith found out about Fraser's first wife, and Rebecca's old flame told her he was gay. So far this season, Rebecca's burnt down the bar, Norm got a beer taster's job, Lilith left Fraser, Fraser found Rebecca, and Cliff was convinced Hitler lived next door.
And that pretty well covers it.
Sums it up, I think.
Cheers to the Cheers gang. We'll certainly miss them.
But of course, we can always watch them on reruns, playing on a TV station in your neighborhood real soon.
Thank you for getting your news from us tonight.
Cheers, everybody.
See you tomorrow. Good night.
How can you play 12 songs in a row and have so much fun?
That's my specialty.
Fresh country hits. Q105.
Shop Big Top Flea Market and you'll discover that
Big Top is clean. Big Top is enclosed. Big Top is fun.
Big Top is big. Big Top is on Fowler, just east of I-75.
So shop Big Top, shop Big Top, shop Big Top.
Big Top.
Few things in life are as young and tender as premium young and tender brand all-natural chicken. No hormones, no preservatives. So stop doing that funky chicken, baby, and do what comes naturally.
Chicken, young and tender chicken.
Now's your chance to get a great deal on a new two-wheel drive Jeep Cherokee with air at no extra charge. 190 horsepower, automatic transmission, power steering, power brakes, an AM/FM stereo, and air conditioning at no extra charge. Not for $24,000, not even $18,000, but for this incredibly low price. But hurry, because chances are you might not get a second chance. See your Jeep and Eagle dealer today.
Hard Copy. Weeknights at 7 on Channel 8.